In the heart of Ireland, where ancient whispers sing, of blood and soil, where roots of the Gael takes wing. A tribal flame, unyielding, fierce and free. Pearse's vision calls the GaelStát's destiny.
Blood spilt within our soil, or of our own kin, to ensure the Gael stream of freedom and fend off the enemy within. Pearse's visions calls, a flame to guide, the stat reborn where tribal roots abide.
In lands where silence now holds sway, a nation's soul, once vibrant, fades away. But from the quiet, a fierce resolve does grow. For Ireland's heart, you cannot overthrow.
Struck down we rise with unyielding might, our spirits kindled burning ever bright. The passion for freedom, undimmed by time, burns fiercely on in eternal climb.
If our hands falter, and if our days fall short, our children's hands will carry forth the torch. For liberty's cause, they'll strive and they'll mend, with better deeds for freedom's end.
At Rossa's grave, where a hero was laid to rest, Pearse's words echoed bold with zest. Here lies the heart of our nation's soul, where Pádraig Pearse with passion did extol. Ireland cannot be free unless steeped with Gaelic soul, yet cannot be just Gaelic unless she supports freedom's very goal. We embrace the vision, pure and bright, of Tone Mitchell Rossa in their noble fight.
In each martyr's grave, a promise clear, that Ireland, both Gaelic and free, shall persevere.
Rossa spoke Pearse proudly at Rossa's wake. Protect your bloodline for your nation's sake.
In 1916, the brave did rise with hearts aflame beneath Irish skies. The national idea, their guiding star, a sovereign dream both near and far.
No chains could bind our patriots' call. For freedom's sake, they gave their all. The GaelStát soul in blood and stone reclaimed the nation, proudly our own.
Sovereignty, the pulse of their creed, a nation born from want and need. Through sacrifice, their vision grew, the Gaelic heart forever true.
In the heart of Ireland, where ancient stories are laid bare, Pádraig Pearse spoke softly, his vision so clear. The nation, he said, is the family in large. An empire is a corporation, cold and uncaring in charge.
A nation forms from shared history, language and kin. Common vision of what's best for its people from within. Nationalism supports one's own nation's claim, against the cries for equality serving a much different aim.
It isn't devotion to an idea, but to each and every soul.
To establish our rights to self-govern and to make Ireland whole.
I love my people, as every nationalist should. But a nation is not just an idea, but it's flesh and blood.
Our nation's people, where kindness flows like rivers wide, yet globalists use our kindness to manipulate and to divide. Our ancestors taught with wisdom firm and bold. Charity starts at home, a truth to be told.
Before we extend our hands of generosity beyond our shore, our people's needs we must prioritise, then our honour and values we restore.
Beware the kindness that may be used as a knife, for it may lead to the destruction of our way of life.
To protect our heritage, our race and our land, we must guard our roots from the globalist hand. Our nation wasn't created to support mass invasion, for our people to halt any new subjugation.
An Ireland for the Irish, our ancestors fought and died.
Not to watch our race and culture be destroyed and vilified.
The socialist, egalitarian dream, a world where we're all the same, ignores the beauty in all our differences, a loss we can't reclaim.
Why would we travel if every country and culture was the same? The world's true beauty lies in all her differences, I profoundly claim. You're a nationalist, a realist, in a world that's led astray by Marxist ideologies that must be swept away.
Each nation claims the right to self-govern, to thrive, preserving its distinct beauty, unmarred by the progressive drive.
Nationalists cherish our differences, our unique traits in a world that tries to flatten all conservative debates.
Ireland was once a land of Irish blood and business too. Families, cultures and values, all distinctly Irish through and through. Now foreigners fill our jobs, our streets and our land. Foreign businesses thrive where Irish trade once did stand.
Patriots of old fought in conditions much tougher. Yet today we hand our nation over freely, while our own people suffer. So then why don't we rise as our fathers did before, to fight for our nation, our home and our core, to reclaim our land as our heroes of old? Where are the people, the brave and the bold?
Distracted by the bread and circuses glow, spectacles blind while the nation's enemies grow.
Are you not entertained?
True patriots rise, truth and honour they keep, while screens and distraction ensure the masses remain asleep.
A dark cloud looms, and we must fight for silence and minorities we become in our own land. Our people pushed aside our shame to bear, while others take what was never theirs to share.
That dark cloud that looms we must dispel with might. For our children's future we must sacrifice and fight. We won't be shamed into silence, into giving up our land by the weight of white guilt at the Marxist's hand.
We stand for Ireland, for its freedom and its soul, for the legacy of Collins, Pearse, Connolly and Bobby Sands Road. They fought not for a land of multicultural embrace, but for Ireland, proud and free, and the survival of the Irish race.
The time for words has passed. Now action must rise. For our nation, our heritage, under Ireland's skies. Stand up or be known as a traitor or worse. For silence now is to endorse the communist curse.
Martyrs of old did not fight in vain. They died so that Ireland could be free from the globalist chain, so that Irish children could thrive and be free, not shot down and ignored by those promoting diversity.
The empire lacks culture, heritage, race. It's the melting pot of ethnicities under an international embrace. Marxist minds with false intent use generosity as consent. For open borders they advocate, but at what cost to the native's face?
They twist our generosity to serve their deed, proclaiming mass immigration a noble creed. But beneath the guise of diversity we face the erosion of our culture, our heritage and our ethnic race.
The Marxist cries for equality, a world all the same. Open the gates, they demand, without regard for the national flame. Our Irish ethnicity soon to vanish like the natives' plight. Ethnocide looms, a cultural genocide in plain sight. Our Irish ancestors, oppressed, not oppressors. Their struggles and stories live on in our proud successors.
The globalists would have us surrender our sovereignty, eradicate the differences that make us unique, our identity.
You see, real diversity lies in our differences vast, in our varied seasons, our colourful past. A world without distinctions, how dull it would be, like a sky with only seagulls and no variety.
In the veins of a nation, a bloodline flows. A culture, a language, and fate then grows.
A nation is born from hearts that align, in visions and values, in bonds that define.
When family is forgotten, roots left to decay, a nation's essence begins to fade away. For in the blood, in the tales we recite, lies the strength, the spirit, the ancestral might.
For a nation lives through its people's pride in the legacy left by those who've died. To cherish our bloodline and culture, we must insist, or the Irish nation will cease to exist.
Nationalism, a tribal flame, binds each nation, none the same.
Race, culture, heritage, we strive. In their embrace, our souls survive.
GaelStát stands our sacred vow to shield the Gael, then and now. From Cúchulainn's might, we draw our lore. Tinnernogue's dreams we shall restore.
Cúchulainn's fire in Saga's breath does burn. Tinnernogue's eternal youth we yearn. Through myth and might, our Gaelic soul takes wing. In ancient tales, our nation's people sing.
With myth reborn, our passion wakes. Love for Éire's heart remakes. In Gaelic blood, our spirit sings. GaelStát's call, our freedom springs.
In Christ our King we place our trust, His sacred love, eternal just.
Our Catholic faith, a guiding flame. Through Gaelic heart we praise His name.
GaelStát's dream, the Gaelic language shall awake, a nation's heart no chain can break. From hills to seas our culture flows, Gaelic roots and freedom grows.
With ancient lore we weave our tale, through language proud our soul set sail. In every verse our spirits call, the GaelStát lives, uniting all.
Ní féidir le hair in a besair, muna bhfuil an tanam Gaelach sáite inti. Ach ní féidir a bheith díreach gealach, mór a dachíonn síle cúspór na saoirse. Ghlacadh míad leis an bhís, Ian agus Gael, as Tón, Mitchell, Rossa and Connolly.
Pádraig Pearse said the nation is a family grown large. So what are we then? What are we then as a party and as a representative of the nation? And putting ourselves forward as the representatives of the nation, we are putting ourselves forward as the representatives of the family of Ireland. Throughout the world, especially on this island, obviously especially on this island, but we have an obligation to the diaspora abroad. We have an obligation to our people around the world, no matter how long it is since they have touched Irish soil, because it is not magic, gentlemen. I love this country so much. I love the concept, I love the history, I love the lore, I love its folk traditions, I love everything about it, including the ground on which I walk, but it is not magic, and putting my foot on it as a Pakistani will not make me Irish. And taking my foot off it as an Irishman will not cease my Irishness. Because Irish is in their blood. It is in their blood, absolutely. It is in ethnicity. And anything other than an ethno-nationalist is not good enough